All right, we are live. Live. What is up, guys? Welcome. Cody, really?
Sorry.
What is today, Cody? Today is Saturday?
Today is Saturday.
Welcome. Cody, I'm going to need you for a sec.
What's up?
Because I can hear myself talk back and forth.
You can? All
Oh,
right.
can you mute that, actually?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, what is up, guys? I am back. What is going on? Happy Saturday. Spoiler talk for Solo, a Star Wars story. Yes, guys, as you saw on my social media, I have a special guest joining me for this spoiler talk, and I was on his channel previously to do our top 10 favorite Star Wars ships. That is my good buddy, Mike from Married Movie Reviews. Mike, introduce yourself. What's up, man?
How's it going, everybody, over on Ryan's channel? Ryan, thank you again for having me on to talk spoilers for Solo. I'm excited to talk about this movie. I just saw it today, so it's still really fresh in my mind. So some of the characters' names might slip through the cracks, but you know.
Yeah, please forgive us, guys.
It's live. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun talking the Star Wars ships with you, and I'm obviously looking forward to talking Solo.
That is right, guys. This is a spoiler discussion, so I put it in the thumbnail and the title. If you've not seen Solo yet, what are you doing here? Oh, really? Well, my buddy Thanos here demands you to leave right now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is a spoiler talk, guys. Mike and I do not want to ruin this movie for you if you've not seen it yet. So once we get to the 5-minute mark, we will be spoiling the hell out of this film. So be warned. Let's just address the chat real quick. Oh, yeah. Cody is off to the side here addressing the chat. Say hi, Cody.
What's going on, everybody? A few people in here. We got Amari, Kevin Madden. We've got Sammy One World in here. Everyone's hanging out.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Cody's off to the side right here because he hasn't seen Star Wars yet.
Yeah,
his face doesn't deserve to be seen. I'm just...
Yet.
But yeah, guys, we will be spoiling this movie around the 5-minute mark. So how we're going to do this is we'll talk about our thoughts on the movie first, and then we'll talk about all the spoilers, get into some predictions, as well as some future things that we like to see for the Star Wars anthology films, and then we'll close this video out. This isn't going to be a long spoiler talk because there's not much to spoil for Solo. But yes, if you guys aren't able to stay into this spoiler talk for long, that's totally fine. This YouTube video will be up so you guys can see the movie and then watch our spoiler thoughts. All right, so Mike, just talk about your thoughts overall and how you're excited to talk the spoilers, man.
Well, going into this movie, I had my reservations. I didn't want to get my expectations too high. I didn't want to get too excited for it because I had heard that there was a troubled production, you know, with the directors being kind of pushed out for creative differences and Ron Howard being brought in. So, you know, I was a little worried. But another reason to be worried was nobody can play Han Solo other than Harrison Ford. But overall, I thought it was enjoyable. It's not the best Star Wars movie. It's not the worst Star Wars movie. You know, it's there. At least it happens. And I don't want to say too much more and spoil it already.
All right, we got a couple more people in here. Cody, who just tuned in?
Well, we have Mr. Devin Pilgrim here in the chat.
What is up, Devin? Good to see you in here.
And the wonderful Adam Daly, of course.
Hey, what is up, Adam? Good to see you in here, buddy. The villain.
The villain.
But yeah, guys, I can't wait to talk about Solo with Mike. And where are we at?
I think we're ready to get going. You guys.
All right, we got a bunch of people in here already. We got 8 people in here. Thank you, all 8 of you, for joining in. And we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, so let's talk about Solo, a Star Wars story. Mike, you gave your quick overall thoughts already on the film. And if you guys saw my spoiler-free review I just posted, I was disappointed by this movie. Again, I've only seen this movie once. I haven't had time to check it out again for a second time yet. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed by this movie. I just found it okay. And just, not amazing, but it has some fun moments in it for sure. And I do have a lot of problems, which I'll dive into in the negatives, but it's just an okay film. It was what I was expecting it to be for sure. So, Mike, the first thing we will talk about for Solo: A Star Wars Story is, this is a big spoiler in the movie, guys, if you've not seen it. There's a cameo that goes down in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Mm-hmm. Darth Maul shows up at the end of this movie. Darth Maul shows up at the end. Oh my freaking goodness. First of all, when I saw Darth Maul, I was like, oh my God. Oh, this is happening? But yeah. Mike, give me your thoughts when you first saw Darth Maul.
Well, first off, I thought we were going to talk about the Jar Jar Binks cameo, but, you know, that's all right.
We'll save that for later.
We'll save that for later. The Darth Maul cameo, I was definitely surprised by it. I didn't expect it to come in. I knew that, like, in the canon, he survived his death scene from Phantom Menace, and he got robot legs. But when they showed his robot legs, I thought it was just, like, Anakin Skywalker outside of the Darth Vader outfit.
Yeah.
Basically. But then when they showed it was Darth Maul, I was so surprised. I'm like, when does this movie take place? I was trying to figure that out. I think it takes place, 10 years before A New Hope, something like that?
Yeah, 10 years before New Hope. And it also, he says something about he's forming a team that ties into Rebels.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, Easter egg to Rebels.
Yep. Everyone's forming a team. Justice League, Avengers, Suicide Squad.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Nick Fury.
Yeah. But when they showed his face, I was a little taken back and pulled out of the movie because he looked very fake. He looked very CGI.
That was Ray Park, wasn't it?
At least originally it was in episode 1. It should have. I think it was in this one. I'm not sure. He looked weird and different. Like
Sam Witwer voiced him. He's from a movie Trivia Schmodown. I don't know if you've seen the Schmodown before, but he voices him.
He's like the Star Wars guru. He knows everything about Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CGI, what looked like CGI to me, just didn't look believable to me. Something about his appearance looked off to me. And maybe it's just because they tried to age the character to show that it's been time since episode 1. But it didn't feel earned to me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was cool to see Darth Maul in there for sure, but the whole movie just felt kind of off in some certain scenes. So yeah, that's cool. Seeing Darth Maul made it so much better for me for sure. But yeah, Cody, who's tuning into the chat?
Not much has been said about Darth Maul in particular, but we have Adam saying that it was way better than it should have been, the movie, and I left enjoying the heck out of it. We have Tyler and a couple other people talking about the droid.
What's up, Tyler Calvert? Good to see you in here, man.
People talking about the droid.
So let's talk about the droid, L3.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely hate this droid. Every time this droid talked, I wanted it to die. It does die. Spoiler.
It does. Thankfully.
So.
From the trailers, though, you kind of expected it to be a little annoying, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. There's a part in the trailer where she actually says the line that she says in the movie where she said, "I'm so glad we took this job." And
I'm so glad we took this job.
Yes, that. The moment I heard that line in the trailer, I was like, I'm not gonna like this character, am I?
It's like the Jar Jar Binks or the Rose of this movie.
Yes, very much so.
But yeah, can we just talk about there's this scene with Emilia Clarke and her, they're like talking about I think Lando likes me, but I don't see him that way. And then freaking Lando trying to save her at the end. I was like, oh, come on.
It was weird and a little too drawn out. But again, I don't think it felt earned because why?
You just didn't care about it.
Yeah, we didn't really care too much about this droid.
Yeah.
She like liberated all the other droids that were working on that planet, Kessel. I don't know. That droid didn't work for me.
All right, and I think some comment just popped up. What did Adam say?
Yeah, Adam did agree with you, and that it ties into Rebels perfectly. When you guys talked about that, it definitely ties.
It does, yes.
Tyler said he recognized the voice since he voiced the the same guy who does his voice in Clone Wars.
Sam
and
Witwer,
Rebels.
yes.
Devin said he wanted to see a scene where Lando banged the droid.
I would have loved that.
It is kind of asked, though, isn't it?
The more I think about the movie, the more I like it, even though it's flawed for sure. But didn't hate it like Last Jedi.
Last Jedi is a great movie. I don't get what people don't like about it.
I go back and forth on Last Jedi. There are things that I completely disagree with, and there are things that I absolutely enjoy.
Okay.
Kind
All right.
of like this one.
And we have Rich Reviews that just joined.
Hey, what's up, Rich? Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to see you as always. But yeah, let's go to our next point here. Let's talk about some of the deaths since we talked about L3. Also, Woody Harrelson's wife dies in the movie. Forgot her name.
Val. I think it was
Val Beckett. Val Beckett.
Yeah. I expected her to have a bigger role. I was kind of disappointed that her character died, but I don't know.
Yeah, totally. And who else died? Woody Harrelson died at the end. Yeah, Paul Bettany dies at the end. Good amount of characters. So let's. Yeah.
You had talked about Jon Favreau's character. What was it? Rio Durant?
Rio Durant. Yeah, he dies as well. I had no idea that Jon Favreau was even in this movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I thought he was a kind of cool character that I would have liked to have seen get further in the movie. But I don't know.
Yeah, it just felt like some of the characters just don't, like you said, it's not an earned death. You really don't care that much. It just happens like that. And I kind of felt like the characters in this movie were weaker than Rogue One's characters, for sure.
Absolutely agree.
I would have loved to see more character development, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really not much to talk about with the deaths, guys, because they're really characters you really didn't care about and all that.
Some of you might.
All right. Cody, what is the chat talking about?
Tyler also mentioned that he was kind of surprised Emilia Clarke survived at the end.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that, too. I kind of didn't see that scene coming where she talked to Darth Maul.
I was waiting for something to make Han Solo jaded about like everyone being just because in A New Hope he's kind of just a smuggler and just he doesn't really care about anyone other than himself and Chewie. And I was waiting for a reason for that, and I guess that was the reason. Kira just kind of leaves him and betrays him.
Yeah, you kind of feel like she was going to turn to the dark side by that end, for sure. But yeah, those are some of the deaths worth talking about. Now let's talk about some action sequences that were memorable for me. Let's talk about the train sequence that we've seen in the trailers. And first of all, that train sequence was beautiful. Great wide shots. And Bradford Gunn did the cinematography. He did Arrival. And so I was expecting the action to look amazing, and it totally did. I kind of liked how that train scene was. It was a heist type of mission, and it was just cool to see that you see the action actually go down. For sure.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Western where they're getting on the train off the horses and type of stuff. I enjoyed that scene. I didn't enjoy the fact that they teased a possible death for Chewie when it's like, if you've seen any of the other Star Wars movies, you know Chewie's fine. So I didn't appreciate that. It kind of felt a little insulting to the audience, but it was still a fun scene.
Yeah, totally fun for sure. And also the Kessel scene, you find out how Han Solo made the Kessel run in less than 12 seconds. 12 parsecs. Did you really need to know that? No.
I did appreciate the part where he said, well, Chewie makes some kind of comment and Han goes, well, if you round down, it does. So obviously he's like cheating it. I don't know. It was funny in a way, but I liked the chase scene with the TIE fighters. I don't know what that new TIE fighter is called. It's got like the extra gun turret on it. It was unnecessary to have a new kind of design for a TIE fighter.
It just seems like it has a new TIE fighter name each movie.
Yeah. But I enjoyed that scene. It was cool, especially the music in that scene because it was a callback to The Empire Strikes Back with the asteroid scene. Yeah. Love that music. Oh my goodness. I wanted it to keep going. because I love the music. I was actually listening to that song maybe an hour before going to see the movie because I was like, I hope this song is in the movie. You know what? I'm so happy.
Yeah, there's a couple of things in the chat room I'm curious to hear our thoughts on. Cody, what are people saying?
Yeah, we got Mick Rock Movie Reviews joining us in here.
Hey, what's up, Mick Rock? Good to see you.
Devin Pilgrim also mentioned he was worried that Chewie would die in the train sequence.
They just cloned him from the rest of his body. That's why he's in the later one.
Tyler Calvert bringing up a good point of discussion. How about how Han Solo actually got his name?
That's part of the twist section. We'll talk about that real soon. Yeah.
And then Adam said the Kessel scene reminded me of Star Trek reboot when Kirk passes the captain's test, which is unpassable. Did you see
I haven't seen Star Trek, so I have no idea what you're talking about, Adam. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about the twists that happened in the movie. So let's talk about, since Tyler brought up how Han got his name. The opening scene, the opening of the movie, like Han was in the Empire?
Yeah.
What the hell?
What?
All right, so Han worked for the evil side.
Good job, Han.
Job, Han, what the hell?
I wasn't a fan of how he got his name at all.
All right, what's your name? Han.
Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, it was just some random Imperial officer that assigned him his last name. Like, sure,
okay,
we'll just do that. Like, yeah. I would have appreciated it more if he had said, "I'm by myself, I'm solo" or something, and then he's like, "Okay," and just like accepted it as his last name. But him just making it up for the guy just didn't make sense for me.
It was so lazy. Okay, Solo. Han Solo. All right, now this scene's really interesting. Let's talk about Woody Harrelson. One of my problems get back to me. One of my problems with the movie was with a decision they made with Woody Harrelson's character, in that it was so predictable that he was working for Paul Bettany all along, and he kept bringing up to Han the whole time, never trust anybody, and Han was stupid to believe him, and he was working for Paul Bettany all along. And then he kills himself at the Han kills him at the end, and it was really predictable. I saw it coming from a mile away.
It reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean 3, when everyone keeps switching alliances and it's like, I'm aligned with this person now. No, I'm aligned with this person now. It kind of felt like that. It was just a little too, I don't know. It was trying to be too much for its own good. But I did like how his character died, because Han shot first.
He did.
Literally, like, he shot first. He wasn't even going to give him a chance. And I was actually kind of hoping that there would be a line about that. Like, of course I'd shot first. You know, something
That'd be
like
funny
that.
if they actually made fun of the Star Wars thing.
Yeah. I would have laughed really loud at that part, because it was like, it would be an inside joke, because a lot of people,
It'd be like Deadpool, like kind of making fun of the Star Wars lore.
Exactly.
For sure. Look at Han. What? Yeah, I know. I shot first. Let's see. We got a couple comments here in the chat. What is people talking about, Cody?
We have Adam bringing up that Han worked for the Empire in the books. So, not true.
I don't read books. So.
Same here.
I don't read.
And then Mick Rock brings in a point. The movie was trying to throw in twists just for the sake of throwing in twists, without thinking about the twists they tried to throw in.
Yeah, basically.
You may not agree with this, Ryan, but I
also saved Chewie from the Empire, and that's how Chewie gives Han his life debt.
Yep. So let's talk about Chewie and how Han and Chewie met. I love that scene. It's great. I loved Han and Chewie's relationship in this movie. It was the best part of the film. And this is the Chewbacca I've been wanting to see. Funny and badass as well. Like, Chewie throws down in this movie for sure. And just the scene of how they met, they're fighting and all that, and then they escape together, and they just build that bond. And I just love Han and Chewie's relationship in this film for sure.
Yeah, the one thing that I don't know, how did you feel about Han speaking Wookiee though?
Yeah, I don't know. what to think about that. Oh, we're going.
It was a little weird for me because like they've already established that Chewie was able to understand Han in the earlier movies when he's just speaking English. I don't understand why he was like suddenly speaking Wookiee and then like seconds later he's able to understand English. And it didn't make that much sense to me, but it was a way for them to be like, I know what your culture is, type of thing. And I did like the fact that they were treating Chewie as more of a monster at the beginning, because like the Empire had him and they were throwing prisoners to him or whatever that needed punishment. I enjoyed that because we see in this movie and we heard in A New Hope that Wookiees are able to pull people's arms out of their sockets.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene was kind of weird for me, seeing Han speak Wookiee to him. Like, really? Really? But everything else about Han and Chewie's relationship really worked for me. I like that part.
Yes. And Chewie actually had character development.
He did. Yes.
Good to see.
And not just him going,
Yeah.
We're eating a pork.
Yeah. Trying to put C-3PO back together.
All right, Cody, what are people talking about with the chat?
Well, first off, Rich said you look like Chewie.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if that's a...
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, Rich, but thank you if it is.
Tyler brought up, I liked how Lando just left everyone there. Not sure where there is, but
Yeah, he left everyone at the end. He was just like, I don't want to talk to you again. Bye. We got guns. We got guns and guns, and then he just flies away. Sorry.
That scene felt a little like
bringing up one more point. It kind of makes sense because other characters have spoken alien languages, but is awkward because we have seen them in communication before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, any other things? Okay.
I believe that's it.
All right. So, we talked about Han and Chewie's relationship. Let's talk about Lando, because I think, Mike, you and I can agree that Donald Glover as Lando is the best part of this film. Like,
Absolutely.
My favorite character. Like, Donald Glover resembles Billy D. Williams as Lando. The first scene we meet Lando, I was in. I bought Donald Glover as a young Lando. I love the poker scenes, especially. Just them, like, Lando beats him the first time, and then Han beats him a second time, and that's how we got the Falcon. Like, you need to know that, really? Let's talk about Lando, Mike.
When you first hear him speaking, I was like, he sounds exactly like Billy D. Williams. It's great, and
he looks like him too.
He
Yeah,
did a great job. He was my favorite part of the movie, and the poker scenes. What game? It was called Sabacc, I think. That's how it is in the canon, I think. But he does win it in a fair game of Sabacc. I mean, they talk about it in Empire Strikes Back as well. I wanted those poker scenes to play out more like Casino Royale.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of, Casino Royale.
Yeah, it just didn't quite go far enough, I don't think. If they had gone further into depth in making that game more suspenseful, I would have liked it more, but it was still enjoyable to kind of see that play out. I don't know how I feel about the ending with it being like, hey, I'm going to win it this time. Because they could have ended it right there. Like, he's back to play some more. I don't know. It was still enjoyable, I guess. Seeing those scenes back and forth with Lando and all that, like, everything you heard about me is true. Like, yeah, just like you said, he sounds like Billy D. Williams. Absolutely. So I think we have a special person in the chat, Cody.
We are, and he's very excited to talk about Star Trek. It's Jay Vaders.
Jay Vaders is in the building.
100%.
Goddamn percent is in the building. What is up, Jay? Good to see you in here as always, man. But yeah, we talked about Lando real quickly. And now let's talk about the negative section. So, Mike, what were some of your negatives with Solo?
There are quite a few. What was the deal with the dice? they made a big deal out of it in The Last Jedi, and then they kind of made a big deal about it in this movie, and then it's just kind of, brushed underneath the rug. Like, not that important. Don't worry about it anymore. Like, I thought it was going to be like a gift from his parents or something. That's like a very prized possession of Han's or something. Like, just one line. That's all we really needed. Otherwise, just, I found these on the street. They're good for good luck. And
yeah, basically.
They made a big deal out of it for no reason.
Yeah.
I guess I am too.
All right, so let's talk about my negatives with the film. So, be prepared.
All right.
Alden Ehrenreich. I don't buy him. I don't buy him as Han Solo. Sorry, guys. I just, watching the trailers, just seeing him do his own interpretation. I'm a driver and I'm a flyer. That's my impression of Alden Ehrenreich. I'm a driver and I'm a flyer.
He didn't do a good job playing. I mean, I didn't not buy him as Han Solo. I kind of accepted him as that because I'm like, all right, this is what we get. But I definitely did not buy him as Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't seem like the same character at all, and that was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like Han Solo is the guy that's like, that's not how the Force works. And then, who are you? Who's scruffy looking? Like, that's Han Solo. I'll see you in hell. Ah! Yeah, just nothing about Alden Ehrenreich didn't wow me and all that. Yeah. Also, yes, we mentioned other characters I didn't really like as well. Also, the action sequences. Besides the train scene, nothing else is really memorable. And it just felt like it played it safe. Like, it didn't take any risks at all. It's just a straightforward heist, western, swashbuckling, unnecessary film in the Star Wars franchise, like I thought it would be. And that's what I thought about the film.
Yeah. I mean, Rogue One, when you really think about it, was an unnecessary film, but it worked. I personally really like Rogue One.
I do too. I love it.
But this one, again, it was unnecessary. There were some things that it would be cool to see that Han Solo did, but a whole movie about it is okay.
Yeah. Oh, Cody, we got a lot of comments in the chat. What are people saying?
We do. Jay Vaders is starting it off by saying the biggest negative was that there was no Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I know, right? Boo!
Also, Tyler brought up the villain being lackluster.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about Paul Bettany. He was in my negatives as well.
Yeah.
So, Paul Bettany. I had no idea going in that Paul Bettany was the villain in the movie. And he just sounds like Vision. Paul Bettany is Vision. He's like, really? He's like a cool villain. And then he dies really easily by Emilia Clarke. And he's not that powerful of a villain.
No. I did like the design of his weapons and the sound design. It sounded a little like a lightsaber at some points. But he was not a good villain by any means.
Yeah, definitely one of the weakest Star Wars villains for sure. But yeah. What else, Cody?
We have Mick Rock saying Alden was overshadowed by Donald Glover in this movie.
Absolutely.
A couple people agree with that. Someone said you should play Han Solo, Ryan.
Thank you.
I mean,
that's not how the Force.
But you look like Chewbacca, so I don't know. Oh,
yep, there's my sign.
While you're putting that up, Adam brought up his negatives. He said the villains and that droid, but still way better than it should have been considering all the drama behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a mixed film for sure. Mixed opinions.
It wasn't like a catastrophe of a film by any means because of the troubled production. It still worked on its own in a way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did Logan Battle say? What's up, Logan? Good to see you in here.
Logan said there was no antagonist in this film. Paul Bettany is more like a side villain. The only thing you can put out as a main antagonist in this film is time.
That's kind of describing Deadpool 2.
Which Mike hasn't seen yet.
No, I don't say anything else.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I want more Paul Bettany, but he's put out as the main villain for sure.
Yeah. And Ninja Warriors here.
What's up, Ninja Warrior? Thanks for tuning in. No problem, man. It is cool. But yeah, any other negatives you found with Mike, or we Good.
I wasn't a huge fan of the giant space squid or octopus. It was just I accept the fact that there are giant monsters in space in the Star Wars universe. There was that giant worm in the asteroid field in Empire Strikes Back. But this one, I don't know, it just didn't feel it didn't work for me. It was just a way to make it more stressful for them to get onto the Kessel Run and get there in time before the fuel just combusts. I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Yeah. Want to address the chat real quick before we go into our hopes?
Sure. Jay Vader says he liked Paul Bettany in this movie. He was a simplistic gangster. If he had more scenes, I would have enjoyed him more. And Mick Rock said he found himself dozing a few times during this movie.
Yeah, me kind of. Yeah.
There wasn't enough action in it.
Yeah, so that would put people to sleep for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about our hopes. So this is the final segment in our spoiler talk, Mike. So let's talk about our hopes and dreams for what we want to see for future Star Wars anthology films. So I think the first one we can agree with, Mike, is we want to see a Darth Maul film, right?
Oh my goodness, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
I would be okay with it being set before episode 1 or after episode 1. Either one I'd be okay with because I think he's a cool character. Have you seen the short film Darth Maul Apprentice on YouTube?
I have not. No, I have not.
You got to check that out. I think it's pretty. It's not like it's not a great story, but it's a really cool short film.
That's
definitely
cool.
Check it out.
Yeah, I think the ones that are definitely happening are Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi possibly. But
hopefully a Jar Jar Binks movie.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
Or at least Boss Nass. Come on.
Boss Nass, absolutely.
Throw me anything. Jowl shaking.
Yeah, throw me anything, absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's talk about. Sorry, what was up, Cody?
Yeah, a couple people. I know a question that Rich asked earlier was, "What did you guys think about a Boba Fett movie directed by James Mangold?"
Yeah, let's talk about that. Boba Fett has a director, James Mangold, the director of Logan, The Wolverine, and 3:10 to Yuma, the remake. Great choice. I'm interested now in this Boba Fett movie and how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I hope that it's more like Logan, really gritty, and I don't know. Once I heard that was the director that they chose for Boba Fett, I was like, this could be amazing.
Yeah, James Mangold. Logan is one of the best comic book movies ever made, period. Mm-hmm. And The Wolverine I liked, except for the third act. And 3:10 to Yuma is one of the best remakes for sure for a Western. So yeah. James Mangold knows how to make gritty films. And I think he can bring that to Boba Fett. Like seeing this gritty with tough, violent action scenes like Logan and all that. But I'm interested. Cody, what is the chat looking like?
Adam said he wants to see Dash Rendar show up.
Dash Rendar. So what would you think of that, Mike?
I'm trying to remember who Dash Rendar is.
Yeah, me neither. I have no idea.
I feel like that's a character from Rebels. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. I haven't watched that show, unfortunately.
Yeah. We got, what is Ninja Warrior saying, Cody?
Before Ninja Warrior, Adam said they need to expand the universe instead of giving us the same characters. Not really excited for Boba Fett or Obi-Wan. And then Ninja added in saying he's still hearing the movie's pretty decent, so he's going to still go see it even though he hasn't yet.
Yeah,
we're talking spoilers, so.
Yeah, definitely check that out, man.
Logan says, nice choice of director, but why for a Boba Fett movie?
Well, I'm fine with James Mangold directing anything. I'm sure he'll make it work for sure. But do we need a Boba Fett movie? No. But I'm interested because James Mangold's name is attached to it.
Yeah. Let's get Michael Bay to direct a Star Wars movie.
M. Night Shyamalan.
The Millennium Falcon was a Transformer the whole time.
Yeah, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Oh, yeah. Are there any other comments, Cody, that we missed?
Nope, we're all caught up.
All right, cool. So, guys, that does it for our spoiler talk for Solo, A Star Wars Story. There's not much to spoil, so this was a very short live stream. But thank you guys for tuning in to this live stream, and thank you, Mike, for joining me on the spoiler talk. talking about Solo. It was a really fun time talking with you, Mike, and doing these collaborations. And before we close this off, Mike, tell my subscribers where we can find you on your social media.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Married Movie Reviews. You can also find me on Twitter at Married Review. Me and my wife, Karen, do movie reviews, break down trailers, and we have a lot of fun talking movies. And again, thank you for having me on, Ryan. I enjoyed talking about this movie. Whether I liked it or not, I'm still like I'm back and forth on this movie, but definitely thank you for having me on to talk about it.
Yes, guys, his channel link is in the description below. Go check out Mike and subscribe to him. He has an awesome channel. And that does it, guys. And oh, wait, we got a couple more people. Let's read the chat before we close it off.
Jay Vader said they need to make the Knights of the Old Republic movie. It's different. And Ninja doesn't care about spoilers. Dove Movie Reviews is in here saying hi, Ryan.
Hello, Dove. Thanks for tuning in.
He actually thanks for the spoiler discussion. Now I'm getting ready to do my reaction to the new Christopher Robin trailer. Cool.
Have fun, Logan. But yeah, that does it, guys. Thank you for tuning into this live stream. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.